Hi guys, Dorota Nail, international nail artist and educator here, and I am in with Fiona. We are gonna do a rebalance on those nails. If you didn't watch it like how they have been done, there is a tutorial of them. And actually one of you asked me, I didn't top coat the pearls, and yes, the color kind of comes off from the pearls. So normally I top coat them, and that's mean in that case I need to top coat them as well. In the meantime, Fiona actually broke one nail, so this was done by me. This one wasn't done by me, but I think the girls did quite a nice match. What I'm doing is I'm clipping off those flowers. In general, I would say they stay pretty amazing for my clients. And today we are gonna go for an animal print. Nice and bright set with the animal print. If you cannot remove the flowers, do not force it, just leave them alone. It's a better option to e-file them. And I must say, actually, Fiona's cuticles look amazing. Like really amazing, well done you. So I'm just gonna remove the product. So first of all, I'm just gonna remove the design and the French, and we have used it for the set Perfect Rose, and that's what I'm gonna use it today as well. So first of all, just remove the design and give a nail a tiny bit of rest. You can see the flowers file off really nice and easy. Now this nail is a little bit shorter than the rest of them, but they are due to be shorter anyway, so I'm just gonna match them all. I actually love that this color combination, like the yellow and pink, looks so pretty together. And I always jump from nail to nail. I never file too long in one place. And then the thumb. But actually, before I touch it more, I want you to look at the growth. How old are they? 4, 5? 4 weeks. So they are 4 weeks, guys, and you can see it, like the growth looks quite nice. You don't really see it like much with the shaping and the technique I'm using. So we will do that today as well. And then go back. So here I can see I've got a little bit of lifting. And what I'm usually doing is I'm trying to file away below the lifting. So the lifting kind of jumps out on its own. So file it below. Thin out the free edge, bless you. Reshape this nail. And same on this one, I've got tiny bit of lifting there. So it looks like those 3 nails have been really well used. So try to make it to jump out. And my recommendation for doing the rebalance, what I find it like quite a lot of people do not thin out the free edge. And because we are gonna shorten those nails, I really want to make it thinner. So first of all, it's faster for me to reshape them and faster to like fill them. So just thin out those free edge. And after this part is done, I can clean my client's hands and then tidy up the cuticles. As I say, they are actually really amazing this time. So I'm taking the cuticle bead, much lower speed, and then we are gonna clean up everything which is on the one side first. Look how much stuff is coming off. Now this one, nice and gentle. Put it back into the reverse and do other side. Now this finger I'll have to repeat it, like there is almost no room. I need to remove a tiny bit of product, like to me it is a little bit too bulky around the cuticle area, so I cannot reach those places, and the growth is very little as well, so we will do around 2 once I finish it out a little bit. Okay, now we are gonna reshape the nails, so make sure you remove all the sharp edges. And now I love those files because they've got those band in here, which is fantastic. Like when you're filing, especially those kind of movements, you are having less risk of like cutting through. And then we are gonna shorten them. So I need to measure. And you can see it, we are almost there, tiny bit shorter, because I need to have some room for improvement. And this is the length we are gonna go for. And also what I do usually is, Fiona gets a fresh set every, like twice a year, 3 times a year, I would say. And what I usually do is when she have a new set, she gets her nails longer. And then each time I'm kind of shortening them a little bit, because when we've got a fresh set, we can easily prevent any kind of wobble and a movement. But when the natural nails are quite long, it is more difficult. What I'm doing now is I am blending the product with the natural nail. So just reshape them a little bit. I think it was a tip. Was it a tip or a form tip? Yeah?
Yeah, form.
Form. Okay, straighten that nail. Blend all that around the cuticle area. Remove this excess of the product. Sorry, I'm feeling like she's running away from me today. Like, I definitely need to thin out the free edge more. You can see how sharp the file is. I have cut my glove. It is actually quite hard to work after someone else, because each of us does so slightly different. Now around the cuticle area, nice and gentle. And there is, like, this product is almost lifting there, so I need to get rid of that. Far too much product for me. But we are getting there. I'm just gonna push back this cuticle more because I kind of feel, there we are, they weren't done. They're almost kind of on the product. Okay, I want to show you the difference now, what we did it. Look how this side is looking already, and look at this side. All this product here is loose because it was too close to the cuticle. Like almost touching it, I would say, or probably even apply it like the cuticle wasn't cleaned properly. So I'm filing below it. You could use e-file as well to get rid of that product. And I have cleaned the next part. Almost there. Gosh, it's gonna take me longer with one nail than with the entire set. But there we are. I just wanted to show you guys the difference already in it, so you can see it, like everything is fine in here. Okay, let's move into the next one. So shorten the free edge, reshape it, because I really like them kind of go nice and tapered. Thin out the free edge because it always becomes really bulky. And when I'm using a file on the product, I go for 100 grit and then 180 grit for a natural nail. I have to release the tension from my hand. And I usually do for Fiona like a 1 millimeter shorter thumbs than the rest of the nails, because her nail bed on a thumb nails is very, very short. And I don't want to put that much pressure on it. Like, so basically on the other fingers, her nail enhancement would be maybe 120%. On her thumb nail is almost like 200%. And for that reason, I'm kind of trying to compress it and do it a little bit shorter. Now I'm just re-inspecting the nails and searching for any shiny places on the natural nail now. Because her cuticles have been pretty intact, I don't think so they disturb me much for the product application. I have just pushed them back nicely. They are not on the nail plate anymore, they are just on the nail fold, and I might actually this time do them after I put all the product on, after I reshape them. But sometimes when there is quite a lot, I would trim it beforehand. Okay, so as long as you remove the cuticle from the nail plate so it doesn't cause the lifting, you are okay to do them afterwards. Perfect. Remove the dust. So remove all the dust. Grab the blue scrub to dehydrate the nail plate. Nice and squeaky clean. Just so the dust doesn't fly. An extra nail prep. Wait for it a couple seconds to dry. Universal air bond. Actually, your nails are longer than mine. Universal air bond, there we are. Wait for it a couple seconds to dry. And then we are gonna go for a perfect rolls. So first of all, I need to just pull away a tiny bit of dust from my desk to the side. Perfect rolls. Wipe with the UV cleanser. And then let's fill them. Remove the excess of the product. Go and press really hard into a nail plate. Now, I have had someone asking a good comment. Oh, that's some dust. I had someone asking me a really good comment. I'm just gonna answer it. So the comment I was asked is like, why, like if you're applying so many layers on the nails, like, are they not all different thickness? So let me explain that quickly. What I do is I first of all apply like a very, very, very thin layer, which almost acts like a slip layer, and it helps me move my product nicely. And then, depending on the condition, like so this one I can feel it straight away with the apex. I'm picking up a huge scoop of the product and I'm gonna build up apex on this one. I have directed the client nail down the way, so the gravity helps me move the product. And I'm just trying to concentrate and leave that product on the apex area. The free edge has a nice thickness, so I'm just removing the excess of it. I am happy with that, and then I'm gonna cure it for 10 seconds. In the meantime, I will clean my client desk. I will be still talking because I've got so much to say, guys. So basically, I did apply one thin layer on some of the nails. And then once this is cured, I'm gonna go and repeat the process. And yes, that's mean on this nail or this nail, I might have like 10 layers. I mean, not 10, but like, you know, 2 or 3 layers. But I do take that in consideration, which means later on when I'm building the apex, I will pick up a smaller scoop of the product because I already applied some product. Okay, so for this apex, I'm going much smaller. So nice and small amount of the product. Okay, on the with the rebalances on the each nail, we have to put a different amount of the product. And in different places, depending like where we have removed it. And then thin out the free edge, because the free edge is really thick. Check the apex area, because obviously the structure is slightly different on this nail. That's plenty. Because I didn't have to put too much product, I can already build up another nail. Pick up the scoop of the apex. Leave it at mainly where it has to be. Once I get nice, so on this side I was missing more, I'm removing the excess of it from the free edge. Happy with that. Cure it. Perfect. And then I take it again. So nice and thin layer. And then do it in this one. Nice and thin layer. Very tiny wee scoop for the apex because I have already done 2 layers in here. And then because I didn't have to put much of the product, I'm not bothered to twist my hand. It's not gonna be affected that much. Fill up the apex in here and remove the excess of the product. Recheck it. Final cure 60 seconds. I'm actually gonna play hit the play button as well, because on this hand the process was so much easier. Like there was no lifting, and I did straight away thin layer and build up apex on all 4 nails, and now I'm going on the 5th one as well. So thin layer and then just go straight away with the apex because the product allows me to do so. So depending on the condition of the nails, like I would use a different technique to do so. Perfect. Cook them 60 seconds and then I can reshape this hand because it's ready as well. So clean your products away, like you don't want to put your products all over the places. Remove the inhibition layer. Nice and good, proper clean. And then I will show you shaping. So I'm coming out from one side. Nice and straight. Lift that up. Blend everything around the cuticle area. And then even out the entire surface. And then we are gonna do it the same in here. Okay, I need to thin out this one because it's a little bit different shape and a little bit flatter. So I need to thin out at those places, lifted it up, thin out the free edge, and kind of get it to look the same like the others. Blend around the cuticle area. And now I can get it, nice blend in there. Get it nice coffin shape. What I did, I put my file underneath just to check how even they are, and it's a great way, like you've got the file quite straight, so it's a great way to check it, like how even they are underneath. This one we can taper so slightly more. Watch it to don't cut out, like, so you always need to keep the file at the right angle. And then thin out in here, just in that space. And then the thumb. Look at the placement of my fingers as well. So depending where I file, I would press my file harder. You don't want your file to wobble too much. So my thumb is now pressing like the file down the way, so I've got enough power. Another thing what I can tell you about the filing, guys, this is pretty important. When you're filing and you're filing that way, look what is happening. I will try to find a clean space. So first of all, you are filing in a one spot, okay? You can see it where I did file. You're producing lots of heat and you are not effective. You really want to do long movements of the file like this. Okay, you produce less heat, you are making less holes in the nails, and you are filing more even. So the longer movements you can do it, the better. I also always try to direct my client finger down the way. So if the finger is that way, I can easily catch it, and that's what happened actually a second ago. So always make sure the finger is directed slightly down, so you do not catch an actual nail. And then you can work a little bit faster. Same with the nail folds. Look what I'm doing. I would grab them in my fingers, pull them down completely, so there is nothing like, there is nothing I can catch. It's only my finger, and I can safely file nice and fast without of worrying, okay? Protect the nail fold in here. Again, it's all protected. Then slow down. Slow down a little bit, go around the cuticle area. Again, this part is safe because we have removed all those sharp edges here, so nothing can happen in there, okay? And I'm just filing around the cuticle area. Pull those nail folds down. And this is how I will shape it. Okay, I'm just going to do it quickly, the same on the other hand, and then we'll be ready for a cuticle work and the buffing. And I will see you then. So let's buff them. I've got this gray buffer, guys, 180 by 100 grit. Remove all the sharp edges because the buffer can be really sharp too. And then we are gonna blend it, everything, and clean it. And I love it how it changed the look of the entire nails. Like, it just makes them look nice and pretty. I can see it, I have missed something in here. So just touch that up. And of course we have to do the cuticle work as well, so I'm just gonna do it in a minute. So with the with the buffer, I like to do few things. So one of them is like blend the cuticle area really nice and well, and then go all over just to catch any imperfections. So like with hand file, I would do more pressure. With buffer, I am not doing that much pressure because I want actually the buffer to catch the higher places. So brush everything away. And the same thing apply with the buffer. So this part of the sponge is quite nice and soft, but those edges here, they're really rough. So make sure they are gone. And again, I have found some uneven surface here. Get rid of it. Has to be blended all nicely. And then gentle, not much pressure in all over. All over. Look how nicely blended it is, like you cannot tell where the product is starting. And then let's do the cuticle work. So first of all, I need to trim them so slightly because we didn't do that in a previous part. Get that nice point. Lots in there. And then after I'm done with that, we can use the bowl. I actually love using those green bowl because it cleans the nail folds nicely. So very low speed. And we are gonna file first of all one hand, like one side. I usually check with the client as well to make sure they do not feel the heat. And exfoliate everything what is left over. Not hot. Always check with your client because obviously we are kind of exfoliating the skin. You don't want to give them the warm sensation. Quite a lot of dry skin in here. So by giving them a little bit of rest, I prevent those kind of heat formation. Okay, grab the cuticle nipper and I'm just gonna retrim this one a little bit. Just a small touch. And then we can clean them and do the design. So I always use the dust brush, blue scrub. I cannot wait actually because we are gonna use, guys, new collection. And do get some nice animal print. Nice and squeaky clean. Clean the dust and then we can do the design. So I'm just grabbing the back of the form. I will need it for my nail art and then we can start. So first of all, I want to do kind of French style, just so we can paint the nail art. And I'm picking up a small scoop of the French gel, going into one corner of the smile line, and then the other corner of the smile line. So first of all, I'm always concentrating are the corners of the smile line on the same height. Then once I've got that point, I kind of go V-shape. Get your chair nice and comfy and get the client to sit nice and straight as well. Like when you're painting the smile line, I think it is really crucial. And depending on the design I'm doing, like I would use either D-liner brush or I would use angular brush. For the large French, I prefer using angular brush because it's a bit faster. And I tend to push my smile line. For the short smile lines, I like to use the D-liner brush. Very crucial, like when you're painting a French, your client needs to sit nice and straight, like same, you need to have a nice and straight position so your smile line is a really nice shape. Pull those nail folds down. Okay, once I've got it, find the middle place. So the middle place is somewhere here, and then I'm just going V-shape. And then keep pushing it. Still checking if we're still in the camera. I go quite deep, so I tend to get those nail folds down, just so the product doesn't get in there. Then lift the nail up. So I find it like if I'm holding the nail that way, sometimes it is slightly more difficult to paint the French. And then if I'm holding up, I can see it to which place I can push it up. And then correct the smile line. When obviously a smile line is something you kind of tend to hold your breath on, just to make sure it's nice and spot on. Then I smooth out. Obviously, when I don't talk, I can paint a little bit faster. So I just let you enjoy to watch it. I actually quite like on the coffin shape, I like the V-shape smile line as well. I think it always looks fantastic. Open the hand, that's it. You can see actually how short the natural smile line is on the thumbnail. It's going up to here, up to the point I have just painted. Open hand, that's it, it's okay. Just let me check we're still in camera. Yes, we are. Again, hand. It's okay, you're daydreaming. Okay. And then push it in. So I like to use the technique like a similar when painting a gel polish. I would push my product into the place and then recheck it. Okay, once they're ready, we are gonna cook it. And then I'm gonna do it on the other hand. Oh no! Oh, okay. We are not gonna do it on the other hand. Tell me guys if it does happen to your clients as well. So Fiona by accident heated it and we are gonna fix it. I use a tiny bit of the UV cleanser and what I did is I peel it down only on the place where it was damaged and hopefully, so get the fingers up, hopefully I will be able just to fix it nicely. My clients always feel so guilty when they do it, but I am not annoyed at them. It's okay, like, doesn't bother me too much. Usually it doesn't take that long to fix it, so. The worst it would be if she would put her, like she would hold her hand inside the lamp and the product would cure. Then obviously I would have to just rebuff it, everything, and that would take much longer time, but because she heated and took it straight away, it didn't manage to cure yet, which is awesome, such a huge time saver. And with the smile lines, you almost have to kind of know where to stop, like, because you will always find something, at least I do it. So I kind of, once they decent-ish, I kind of tend to cook them nice and slow. Perfect. And then I'm gonna do it on the other hand, just out of camera, so we can speed up this video. Brilliant, both of my hands are done. So this is a new collection, guys. It's called Desert Dreams, and we are gonna use this color. So it's a 300. I can show you quickly like the other colors which are inside. So we've got some green, blue, orange, pink. That's the colors, you can see them here. And I'm gonna use this one, so 300, like, look. Yeah, bright enough. Yeah. Absolutely, I think it's actually fantastic color, and we are gonna do a little bit of shading-ish. So I'm just gonna slap this color here and there, and maybe here and there, and in there, like very random. And then grab a small piece of the sponge in a form. So I'm just gonna cut it like as small piece as possible. I'm probably not in the camera with that, guys, sorry. I just did cut like a very small piece. Remove any fluff which might be on it. Oh wow. I actually love it. Honestly, go very random, like perfect, cook it. And I'm just gonna do it quickly on the other hand. And you can see it, I've got actually even enough on my sponge. Perfect. Change your hands. Clean my brush, and then we are gonna do animal print. So I'm using the black gel, small scoop of it, make it roll nice and thin, like as thin as your brush can take. And then let's do some sort of zebra print. So the liner brush is actually fantastic for it. I remember your black set with the, it was so cool as well, black and white only. But yeah, having this color just make them summery. I already start liking them so much. Nice and thin. I am actually quite unhappy how this one turned it out, and might be the way of my brush not behaving properly. So usually, yeah, it's not behaving properly. I need to clean my brush because I cannot pull it really nice and thin lines. So what I usually do is I take a tiny bit of UV cleanser and I go kind of through with my finger. I pick up the product and I would go and start painting number 8. So it means maybe I had a tiny bit of cured product on my brush. That is already better. Yes, so much better. Perfect, change. And then do the same on the other hand. I would say it's a pretty salon-friendly design. So on some of them I'm doing like an the zebra print on both sides, and on some of them I'm just gonna do it on the one side. Open hand. Perfect. So I usually tell my clients to open their hand, otherwise we might actually smudge it, or they can smudge it by holding their hand like two nails too close together. So watch that. Perfect. Change. And then let's do a like leopard print. Nice and tiny.
Yeah, sure, no problem. How nice one. Do you want to make one for next week now? Okay, let me check.
And basically what I find it with those kind of print is the more shaky your hand go, the nicer design you will do it, guys. So it is fantastic design for those of you who have a nice and shaky hand. And then I don't mind even if the client moves, because you kind of get more random print.
Okay, perfect. I'll book you in next Thursday, 1 p.m. for you. I know that's Susie, yeah? No problem. Thank you, bye. Your client canceled for today. She booked in for next Thursday, which is... I'm not sure what she does.
So in some animal prints I tend to do more of a dots, empty spaces, and some of them are more regular. Cool, change. Gosh, I remember animal prints have been so popular, like, I don't know, 15 years ago. It was crazy, like I was doing zebra print and leopard print like every single day, or such as like short Frenchies, like short square French, like every client just wanted that.
Oh, of course, I just want to Thank you. I'll bring you here if that's okay. Thank you, Gina. Lovely to meet you. Enjoy your afternoon.
To be honest, they look just perfect the way they are, so I'm not gonna spoil them too much, but because I know Fiona loves her crystals, we are gonna bling them up a little bit. Like not over the top, just nice and extra blinked. Perfect, change. So to do the blink, I'm just gonna quickly clean my desk a little bit and bring a fresh piece of paper, base gel. Olivia, can I steal in your base gel? Someone took away my base gel. Thank you, darling. Ah, okay. I need to grab my base gel because I do not have it. And I find that base gel is actually fantastic for the crystals. And we are gonna do something in here and something in there. Get the crystals in. And as I say, I love like when my desk is kind of cleanish, because when you've got so much stuff on your nail desk, like things and life becomes very difficult. Now I think this can be my main crystal. I love the shape. Yes, oh my gosh, I love the shape of it. And let's place it here. Oh, it's actually almost make me blind. Look at that sparkle. Depending on the temperatures, I might do less or more of those crystals at the same time. I'm just gonna see it, which ones I want to. Oh yes, that will look good. Okay, so 1, 2 maybe. And this one is gonna be a third. Yep. So I usually don't know how I'm gonna place my crystals until I start playing with them, and then I can see it, like if this is something I really like or not. Check them if they're nice and even. Change. Nice and straight. Fantastic. You're so careful now putting the hand inside. Yeah, Fiona learned her lesson for today. But honestly, it is absolutely fine. Like it doesn't bother me. But let me know, guys, what you do in this kind of case and how your clients react if they destroy your work. Okay, nice one. Drop more. And I'm just gonna bean this crystal because I have touched it with the base. I could clean it and I might do it, but obviously I'm not wasting my time to do so when I'm doing a client nails. Move them nicely into place. Show me. Gosh, they bling up so much that it's actually hard to even see it if they straight. Change. Perfect. And then I'm gonna add a couple more. So I never like, so first of all, like what I'm doing is like I'm squeezing more base underneath and around that crystal, and I do not like when the crystals have like a wee catchy place at the end. So please, always, like when you're doing a crystals application, try to build up like a gradual steps on them, just so they are not catchy, because there is nothing more annoying than uncatchy crystals. Okay, I need to lift them up higher. I didn't like the previous, it was looking too much like a cross. Check them, change, and repeat. Check if we're still in camera. And again, move them nicely in place. So this one so nicely jumps underneath of that large crystal. Cool change. I actually didn't have a crystal on my nails for a long time, and now seeing those ones, I think I'm fancy some gems too. They are actually cool. I could wear them too. I don't want to overdo it, so I'm just gonna place a tiny wee crystals, even a smaller ones, and there, just to kind of get a nice transition. And I think that's it. Like, you know, don't want to spoil this set and pull too much attention away from the design, because I think it looks pretty cool. Very simple, but a cool one. And I will do, guys, for you, I'm not sure which video will come out first, probably the color chart for the new collection. I will do it in a separate video so you can see it, like the coverage, the consistency. But I actually love this orange. It's one of my it's one of my favorite ones. I used to wear my toes quite often in that kind of orange color, and I love it so much, especially for the summertime. So it's definitely a must-have color. And guys, we do, I have read actually some of the comments, like someone was asking if we post to Australia. Yes, we do post to Australia, and we also post to any other countries as well. So like basically we post international. You can go and check our website. Actually, Nezjo just finished packing the parcel. One of them was actually to Australia, isn't it, today?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was Charlotte. Thank you so much for supporting us as well. We really appreciate that. Okay, last gem in. Brilliant. Time for top coat. So swap the hands, clean the crystals so you don't drop them, like clean my desk, because I find it like when there is too much stuff, things are really difficult, and you could drop it, damaged, and we don't want that. Now I'm applying like a nice and thin layer through the entire nail, cap the free edge, and then what I like to do it is like go with the thin, another thin layer just in the middle. I do not top coat the large crystals, but I'm brushing away top coat underneath, and I'm gonna top coat the last crystal on this set. Keep watching how my top coat is behaving. So sometimes it is quite hard to reach, guys, some of the places, so I would use the D-liner brush to get through those places to apply my top coat. Sometimes I can get away with the large brush. But when you top coat in crystals, like you kind of create a very uneven surface, and I like to, once I top coat it, I like to kind of smooth it out. So this is cool. I can swap the hands now. Now the gems looks very dirty-ish, like I would say they not that shiny, so we have to clean them on the end, and I will show you how I'm polishing them and how this set turned it out. Checking if we still got memory in my phone. We do. Things are going nice and good. Top coat that last crystal, smooth out the surface, and I got dust particle on my index finger, so brush it away. Change. And also the way I shape the nails, like at the cuticle area, I've got only top coat. So when they grow, you could see it like on the beginning of this video, the growth doesn't look too bad even after 4 weeks. Change. They're actually cool. Honestly, I could wear it myself, I think, because it has the design, but it's still very delicate design. And I think this design would also look super cool in different colors too. So you could do it purple, blue, change, pink, like black and white, honestly any kind of color. So very universal design. And again, tiny bit more in the middle. Reflect the light, change. So I like to do this light reflection to see it, how my top coat is distributed and how the shape of the nails look, because the light which reflects in the nails like indicates to you how straight they are. And because we have painted also a French, there's a wee kind of jump, so I like to always conceal that jump by applying a tiny bit more top coat, let it self-level perfect. We are gonna cook them and then I show you the final results. Fantastic, so that's the right hand cooked, and I'm gonna, obviously we are gonna go and wash like my client's hands properly so the things looks nice and pretty, but I'm just gonna show you roughly how the set turned it out. Make sure you do kind of almost like a polished crystal. So I like to take a clean wipe, nothing on it, and just polish my crystals, and look how much pretty there are. Also at the end, when we painting a French, I really don't like when the free edge is painted, free edge is actually extremely nice and beautiful. Credit card thickness, I love it. So it's a really nice credit card thickness, which, let me see if it's visible in the camera, nice and thin, which means like even if it's painted, it doesn't look too bad, but this one does look bad. See the camera? Yep, there we are. So what I'm doing always is like I take a file and I just touch up, like from almost underneath to clean up, and then it looks always much nicer, much neater. Re-inspect them. Sometimes it's necessary like to touch up the things. So I'm always like clean, of course, clients underneath and everything. This hand is ready as well. So I'm always doing those final checks once the nails are cooked. And you know, sometimes I might find a dust particle in my top coat and I wouldn't be happy. I would just rebuff it and reapply my top coat. I never let the nails, like, and the clients go with any kind of stuff I don't like. So this is quite important. And after washing the client hand, I can like apply the cuticle oil and we can take a beautiful thumbnail picture for this set. Another tip, guys, I can give you is that when I'm taking the thumbnail picture, I love to do it actually outside. And Fiona is amazing for that, guys. Like, honestly, many times it could be like, you know, -5, snowing and raining, and we just go outside. She gets on her knees and we take a nice and beautiful thumbnail picture. So with her, I love, because she is also quite, so she's easy and difficult client, oh gosh. But I love it how she pulls her hands, like it comes quite nice and natural for her, so I always love it so much. And this is this set, like how it turned it out. I'm gonna like play it nice. And the outside light, it is gonna look even better. Like I can see it in the camera lies a little bit, so in the outside picture it will look better, so you can enjoy the thumbnail picture. And we are sending you huge glittery hugs, guys, and I hope you have really enjoyed this video. Bye!